my name is Whitney, and the book I chose for this week is Alexander and the Terrible, Horrible, No Good, Very Bad Day by Judith Viorst. The recommended ages are 6 to 9, and I think that this fits in with the contemporary realistic because it is something that is set in the time frame of now, and the things that happen to him are things that really could happen. Chances of them all happening in one day, probably slim to none, but everything that happens to him could actually happen in real life. So the only colorful page or part of this book is the cover, which I find is kind of funny because everything is in black and white, and when you're having a bad day, you probably don't really see things in color, so I think that makes sense. The book starts out, it says, "I went to sleep with gum in my mouth, and now there's gum in my hair. And when I got out of bed this morning, I tripped on the skateboard, and by mistake, I dropped my sweater in the sink while the water was running, and I could tell it's going to be a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day." And so that's kind of his little grumpy face there. So I thought that was, that would be a bad start to your day. And then, the story continues. I don't want to go into details and everything that happens, but I like the illustrations in this book because they are all in black and white, and so it kind of, I don't know, it kind of keeps my attention, I think, which is kind of weird because usually color grabs my attention more. But he continues to have a bad day the entire day. I thought this part was funny. It says, "At counting time, I left out 16. Who needs 16? And that made me laugh because it made me think of my little boy, because he'd probably say something like that if that happened to him. But I thought that this book was actually kind of funny because my daughter last week, she had a really bad day. She had a bad day at school. Her water bottle leaked down her pants. I had to take her new clothes. Her backpack was ruined. And so when she came home from school, we read this book together, and so she laughed about it. She's in 2nd grade, and she's 7, so she fits right there in that age group. And so I just thought that was kind of funny, ironic. This was a book that she could relate to that day. And then, another funny part is some other kids, their parents' moms put desserts in their lunch boxes, and he says, "Guess whose mother forgot to put in dessert?" And I have definitely forgotten to do that a time or two. So like I said, this book is relatable for kids in this age group. I won't go through every bad thing that happens to him, but I thought, I don't know, I like picture books. Maybe it's because of the ages of my kids. They're 5 and 7, and so picture books are kind of up our alley right now. My 7-year-old's barely getting into chapter books, and so I wanted to find something that was more for a younger age group of kids. And this book has been around for forever, and it's actually made into a movie. I haven't seen it, but if you have, hopefully, maybe it's good. I don't know. But yeah, anyway, I just thought that this book fit into the genre of this week, and I hope you guys all have a good week.